Are you there?
All right. Hey, we are live. Hey, Marvel. I am Zion, the Zion Ethiopia podcast. Here talking to Mr. Marvel Wilson, the one, only one. And we here, so we want to hear from Marvel. We've been doing so much in the past few months. We've been back and forth working and doing things with you. So especially when it comes to reparation, and you've been involved. I've been involved, especially the past few months, when it comes to especially the mayor's office initiating this reparation program. What African Americans think of it and what would they would like to see when it comes to reparation programs. So they created a survey so for us to feel, not just African American, other people can fill it out too. So to put their voice out there is okay, but mainly it's for African American specifically, the reparation program. So I have you here. So because you've been on it, you've been advocating for it even before the mayor's office initiated this. So if you could just tell us why you are so much in, like advocating for reparation.
Well, the simple answer to that is that we, as a group of people, have been omitted so regularly with considerations that when something comes to the table like this that describes us being recognized for our contributions in the past as well as our contributions currently, it's an easy question to answer. Do we deserve to be recognized? First of all, recognized. Now, I dare to say that one of my interpretations is that we are not recognized because there seems to be a feeling of dominion over uh, our group of people in this country, and it was seeming a challenge to shake that ideology that we are expendable and that we are a resource to draw from, but not to fairly compensate. So when the question comes forth, do we deserve or have we earned the right to have equitability in all facets of life in this country? The answer is undoubtedly yes, because we are the agriculturalists of this country who harvested the crops that built this country. We are the inventors who made inventions that made this country worldwide accepted. You can't go anywhere where there's a car where you don't see a stoplight. And that was a black man that invented that. And I carry around a list of inventions all the time with me and keep reminding myself of just how important our contributions have been to building this country. Moreover, we fought in every war in this country, and we fought valiantly. We've done things that are commendable, even though we might have been a minority during the struggle. And it's just obvious to me that we are, if anyone is a patriot in this country, it is our group. We are the true patriots because not only have we brought forth the wealth of this country, the stability of this country, but we've also endured more trauma and more treachery than anyone else in this country. So we're a very unique group of people, and you can't categorize our our experience with anyone else's. But what you can do is you can recognize that when you compensate or to make right what has been wrong for so long, that will make this country truly the greatest country in the world, and not until then. So my answer to the question is reparations statewide. And the question on the questionnaire says, do you think that Sacramento should consider reparations? And I would dare to say, I'll question anyone who doesn't agree that reparations should be considered not just statewide, not just citywide, but nationwide. But California will be the beginning of that nationwide sweep to make this country correct its greatest sin.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, like you were saying, African American has a unique experience when it comes to, yeah, indigenous too, but when it comes to from the beginning of building, America. So for even for me, like, African American have to explain that the 400 years free slavery, that itself, that build, I mean, I say, give me 20 years free slavery, I'll build Africa. That America had 400 years free slavery, and African Americans still have to explain themselves why they have to get that reparation, especially not only work for America, but slave development.
Mm.
So right now, I always tell people if I'm working so hard as a parent, my kids should benefit. So if African American work for 400 years, isn't it the first people who should be benefiting? African Americans? You see what I mean?
That's
So it's no brainer why we have to explain every time why African Americans owed that reparation. And from that, then just like everybody else, African America would be able to create that generational wealth that has been taken away from them.
that's an excellent point. Is that our predecessors are supposed to, there's an adage about your children should have a better advantage.
Yeah.
Each generation should have a better advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
the system that we live up under now, currently, disallows that advantage to be experienced for a number of reasons. And I have a number of theories about that. But the one thing that makes it makes the the strategy that's to keep us in a mindset of limitation. The one thing that makes sense to me is that we are probably the greatest natural resource,
Mm-hmm.
human capital resource of anyone in this country, and I would dare to say in other countries as well. So the strategy to keep us at odds with each other, the strategy to keep us divided, to keep us confused, to keep us off centered and off balance is just a strategy that's built on what Mama Roz would say is a economic model, right? Is to keep the resource under control.
Keep
And-
going.
And yes, so keep growing. So right now we're experiencing something that is very obvious. We in our neighborhoods, not our communities, in the city, we have a situation where every dollar we spend lasts maybe a half hour, 45 minutes at the most in the area that is spent in. It is building empires and fostering and supporting other groups' wealth in coming from our inner city structure. So even now, we're still experiencing the disadvantage of policies and designs that were designed not to enhance or enrich us, but to keep us struggling. But at the same time, we have so many natural resources that whoever can take advantage of them will build an empire.
Yeah.
So it's time now for us everyone to stop and recognize that we are at what they call woke. That's why when you hear the term woke, you hear denunciation for it. You hear it they try to discredit the word when woke is that's what it is,
Yeah.
not sleep anymore.
Yeah.
and we're not asleep anymore.
Paying attention.
And paying attention and recognizing,
Mhm.
slowly but surely, I think we're recognizing our resource as a very powerful value,
Yes.
right? When I think that that's a collectivism that is we're gradually moving toward. Just unfortunately, in my experience here in Sacramento, it's a slow moving vehicle to uphold our ability to make things happen collectively. And it seems like there's a lot of people that don't want to set themselves up for anticipating something and then have the idea that it's going to topple or not manifest itself because of our past experiences.
Mm.
And what I like to say to that is I understand that there's apprehension, understand that there's suspicion. I understand that. However, the momentum is swinging toward us really recognizing that the time for us to raise to our ability as a group is gradually becoming a now.
It's right now.
It's right now, but the ideologies have to arrive there too. So that's what's gradually happening, and that people are starting to see that the now that we're talking about is going to happen. Maybe later, but surely, inevitably, it will happen. And that's what we want people to understand. So we're really asking that we be a little bit more receptive to the idea that this is award is going to happen. It's like a trophy, you know. It's like an award show. We're the best actors, right? So we're the best creators. So why wouldn't we get the award? So that's what we're saying, that pay attention to the show, contribute to the show, get your ticket to the show, and participate in the show.
Get involved.
Get involved and watch the award show, because that's what we have earned. We have earned the award of recognition.
Yes.
As a people who have, say again.
It was owed.
That's right. And we're not asking for something that was not deserved.
Yeah.
We're just asking that you be honorable and humble enough.
Yes.
To recognize a people who have been nothing but a plus for this country since its inception.
Yeah.
And furthermore, I'm going to say this, and it may be a little controversial to some, but I've heard and it's written that we were considered to be 3/5 of a human being. And I'll dare to say that the ideologies and indoctrinations that are being practiced now reflect that some people still think that we are not completely human, and therefore they justify things that they do to us because they feel like they have dominion over us, right? But that's far as from the truth. We're just a hearty, trusting, and wholesome and forgiving people. And given the opportunity to have equity, what you will find is that we're not seeking retribution. We're not seeking retaliation. All we want is an opportunity to express our bountiful and great artistic ability and spiritual ability to make this country really, truly the greatest country in the world. But until such time, it will not be. People in other countries are looking over here, scratching their heads, saying, why is it that these people are not upheld for their contributions? And the answer is because greedy people want to continue to draw from our resource without giving us any credit.
And that's got to change. And they start right now. And, when we talk about reparation, what about the generational wealth that the kids are missing too? Now in our community, we have so much community violence, police violence, the lack of nutrition food, lack of education, lack of health care. But this would help for somebody like you, somebody who's been doing the work already. You've been working with the youth for a long time. You only know what they need, what they don't need. So if the state or the city don't give the people to the people who are doing the work to the community, still our kids are being losing. You see what I mean? Losing so much. That's why we have to work hard to cut that pipeline to the prison or to jail. You see what I mean? This reparation would be able to help do that. So why wouldn't, do you see what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. And let me give you a moreover about what you just said. My partner and my brother, T.V. Poole, the author of and creator of Hooked on Fishing, Not on Violence, works with young people and gets them out of the environment, inner city environment, puts them into nature and puts them in a realm where they can actually feel some peace while they're out on the water, right? Actually feel some peace being around adults who actually care about them and care about their next decision. We constantly look at what it is that we can do to foster the understanding that vision is the one thing that we might be having a short sight about. Is people that have come around us, like like Zion and the people that are in our little group, and people that are on my network. We have a radio program that broadcasts every day here from 9 to 11 o'clock, and people that are on there that speak regularly. These people are visionaries. They see beyond the immediacy of our circumstance and they can see great things. The challenge is that a lot of our group don't want to take that risk and look too far. And what we're saying is faint not and have no fear. That we can look beyond our immediate circumstance and see greater things for us as a group of people because our energy collected is unstoppable. So we need not fear anymore. We need to learn how to, well, I can say what we need. I don't know what we need. I just know what I propose that we consider that when the power of our energy gets together, we'll do what Tim Pool wrote on a t-shirt that says, we are our own medicine. So reparations in a word is not description of the repair. Reparations in a word is merely saying, give us the wherewithal that we have earned. Give us the equity that we deserve. And we will repair ourselves.
Yes, because otherwise they would have repaired our community. They haven't done that. What is it? This what I mean? Still our the healthcare system is still not good for our community. The education is not. So why not give us the money so we can actually build our own community from grassroots? That's not too much to ask. You see what I mean? Otherwise, they would have done it if it wasn't. Look what our Black community is, and compared to where other communities are. And people say, what do you say? Like for people who say, oh, immigrants come like me, but immigrants come here for only opportunity in education. But African Americans been here for hundreds of years, and they've been deliberately, systematically, even after slavery, put the block around them. So people are saying, how you couldn't get rid of this block and just get there. I tell people, if you are a marathon runner, if somebody starts right there and you're starting right here, you see what I mean? And how are you going? And then they put blocks, the systemic racism right here.
Hurdles, yeah.
Yeah, the hurdles right there. And you got to get rid of all this to get to that. That's how I see the system, especially when it comes to not just African American. I experienced that because of what is the system set up for African Americans. Even people like me, Black people, come in, we experience that. You see what I mean? But we can't say, oh, I'm succeeding. Well, because what is happening to them generation to generation deliberately. And they know it too. It's not like, I mean, I can go from the redlining to, war in drug and mass incarceration, and still to this day, our kids are in jail for what? For little theft or whatever it is, little things, and they come out, they have nowhere to go. Some kids, so the government or the state or the city is not investing in them. You see what I mean? So if we, you, everybody, Black people come together or African American come together and say, no, this is what we want, this is what we do. Now at least give the African American the reparation, then they can help themselves, build their own community.
Absolutely.
Support their own community, create businesses for their own community, create entrepreneurship for their own community, still be part of the society. You see what I mean? So this reparation for me, if it's given to the African American, it's going to benefit everybody. Because where do you think you're going to spend it? Right here. Not in Africa or in Europe or in Japan or somewhere else.
Absolutely. See so
it's good for the economy too.
See, we have colleagues who are very versed and they have different perspectives, and the perspectives arrive at we're talking about a business model. I'll quote Roz Myers once again to say that we're in the throes and in the grips of a business model, right?
Yeah.
And so when you talk about people coming here from other countries and experiencing benefits and drawing from the coffers of the United States, they are sending that money back to their homeland, right? They're supporting their families in the homeland, right? Whereas we're American, right? And a lot us what we deserve, and it's coming back into the economy, and it's coming back in the economy more creatively.
Yeah,
it's coming back in the economy so that we can have our inventors keep inventing, right? Without having that concern about their stuff being swindled out of their stuff, or their stuff being engulfed by some major corporation. We'll still have the wherewithal to be able to deliver what we create and have the comfort of knowing that we're going to benefit 100% from what we create. We've been holding back on a lot of our creativity in a lot of areas because we're concerned about it being overtaken.
Yeah,
right.
That's what they keep on doing.
That's right. I mean, it's been a model from the onset. And so what we're actually saying is that we're aware of that, and we'll forgive you because we were just, I ain't gonna say as much, but we were complicit.
Forgiving people.
And we were complicit. Look at
South Africa.
That's what I'm saying.
Completely forgive and move on like nothing happened.
That's right. See, because the truth of the matter is that we were in some form complicit to the ongoing system, right?
Yes.
But we're saying now that we're no longer going to be complicit to a system that does not acknowledge and give us any credit that we're due, and doesn't give us a balancing sheet about our assets. We're considered more of a liability than we are an asset, but you know the truth, and now we're telling you that we know it too.
Yeah,
we're just like putting it straight forth, point blank to you that get humble. Where's your humility? Except you've done quite well. Up until now, it's 100.
Nobody's heading.
It is 169 billionaires in California.
How many of them Black people? Probably not even 2%.
Not even 2%. There's not even 2% of billionaires, and but then I'm thinking, once you get $1 billion, isn't it time to start thinking about what you can do for your country
or your community?
And let it trickle into your community. Isn't that good time? So greed has been a driving force. Greed and the
government too.
Seasonal resources.
The greed is in the government.
The greed, well, that's what I'm saying. It's a business model.
Yeah.
And greed is even like heralded
Yeah.
in this system. Like you can be ruthless and you could be cunning and you could be insensitive to humanity, but if
Yeah.
you get rich,
Yeah.
it was worth it, wasn't it?
Mhm.
And people will hold you in high esteem,
Yeah.
you know, for being underhanded. We had a presidential candidate stand on the stage among other candidates, and when they asked him about his paying taxes, he said, "No, I don't pay taxes." And they said, "Why not?" He said, "Because I'm smart.
Mm.
Because I'm smart."
Yeah.
Right. And so this is the
because
type of system
Yeah. They're
that
creative for
that's
themselves.
oversees
Yeah.
most of what we're dealing with
Yeah.
here. And we're saying we don't want to subscribe to that anymore.
Yeah.
That system doesn't work for us.
Yeah.
And don't you understand
Yeah.
that
Look
if
at
something
it.
that's not working for us,
Yeah.
why we would counter and,
Yeah.
and refute the stuff that you're bringing to us anymore? Stop trying to hide the P on us.
Yeah.
You know, the shell game doesn't work anymore.
No more.
The P, we know the P is not up under the shell,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We're telling you that. Don't bring the P game into our existence anymore because we know that it's not under the shell.
Absolutely.
Right.
And the numbers can tell that too. It tells them if they might say, people lie, but the numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie.
So they can take their own statistics where just in California, businesses like has like 5 employees. We only 2.7% of us. Where the others like white community over 67%.
Wow.
That's the wealth gap.
5 or more employees.
Yeah.
With 5, because we're mostly
We are only 2.7.
sole proprietorship.
Yeah.
Right. And that means solely.
We're barely making it. You see what I mean? So, but the most of the money, the taxpayers' money, goes to those big companies and big businesses, while they oppressing the small businesses and hassling us for every little thing.
Oh.
You see what I mean? I mean, for me, it don't make, because I'm a business person and I'm actually gonna do a podcast when it comes to small business in government.
Mm.
So how systematically, like he was saying, they will take it from us and make it theirs and turn it around, but leave us out when it comes to the wealth. That's what is happening to whether it's colonization or slavery. We can't just, okay, you took advantage, but at least when we say we're ready to take care of ourselves, our own community, they should provide us with the right fund spaces and with the right resources. I mean, that's not too much to ask at all, especially like he was saying, Black people, whether colonization or slavery, we paid for it. Do you see what I mean? Europeans should pay reparation for Africa. That's what I believe. America should pay reparation for African American. That's no like rocket scientist.
Right. See, the biggest shortcoming, ironically, is that uh unfortunately, even though all these arguments are truthful and have the merit necessary to be considered, the final decision is still with a group of people who control the assets.
Yeah.
At like 90%, what they say, 9/10 of the law of possession. Well, even though we created the avenues and did the work to pave the way for the wealth,
Yeah.
they have it.
Yeah.
Right. And we have
Why
to
not share
appeal
it?
to them
Yeah.
to share it.
Yeah.
And that's the irony of it, is that we still have to go to
Yeah.
a group of people who demonstrate greed as a common behavior, right?
Mhm.
And who have clearly, to me, a air of dominion over another group of people, which is us.
Mhm.
And we have to appeal to them, repeal to them how important we are,
Yeah.
and that we are not 3/5, not 4/5.
Yeah.
We are 100%.
Actually,
human.
from God.
That's
Because
right.
God said he created human being in his image. So when that says that scientifically, biblically, every human being from Africa, that's where Gil River is in the Bible. Scientifically, where Lucifer, the first human being, the oldest human being, the second oldest human being they found in Africa in Ethiopia. It's right there. So when God said he created human being in Genesis chapter 2, when you look at Genesis chapter 2 before Adam and Eve was created, he used the Gihon River to the Ethiopian land.
Mm.
So Gihon River is in Ethiopia. Nile River is in Africa. You see what I mean? So when God created, he created us, he created in his image. So we are his image. We are the first people, the first human beings are black people. The first civilization in modern people came from Africa. That's why they brought us here. That's why we were all over the world. God said that my people would be on the corner of all the whole world. And they traveled before even slavery came here. Indigenous were black people. They moved over, they came over here. Black people were here before even all slavery. Australia, the Aborigines, they're black people.
Mm.
You see what I mean? So we black people are the indigenous people, regardless. You see what I mean? So for I don't know who even to think that we are any less than human being or less, they're gonna have to think about it again. If in fact we are the first human being, we the creator, we came up with agriculture, we came up modern society. They just took it and took it to somewhere else. Yeah. But it doesn't mean everything didn't come from us. Everything came from black people. Before Egypt, they start Egypt. No, there was Ethiopia, there was Nubia, there was Sudan, there were all kind of civilization in Africa.
Mm.
Egypt is in Africa. Most people don't even know Egypt is in Africa.
Yeah, they don't want to admit that, do they?
Yeah. So the real people who were even in Egypt slept with the black people. The same thing the Bible it talks about from the Egypt to Israel, the Israelites, where Jesus came from, were black people just like Jesus will be born right now from the African American. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the same thing, Jesus was born from the Israelites that came from Africa because they were suffering, they were in pain, just like right now.
Mm.
Do you see what I mean? So the history itself can tell you where human being, how we came from. It's not like a rocket scientist. You see what I mean? So for people to think you have less, you less, no, I am no less. I'm a God child. We're not any less than any human being. In fact, yeah, we are capable. We just have our own culture, our own way of living. But when it's other culture, other way of living forced into you, you see what I mean? It's going to take a whole another generation to cleanse that. You see what I mean? So African American were given only the freedom, still not there. Just what, 50, 60 years ago? Martin Luther King still, they killed him not even that long ago. Mm. So how do they, in fact, for what is happening to the African American, they have come a long way. You see what I mean? With the little, with the systemic racism system being put, still people are still thriving, but it's not enough. You see what I mean? It's not enough. That's why we say reparation is very important at this time. So we have everything under the sun in the United States. We have the college, the university, the training school. So that money will be able to be put in different programs for different specific purposes to help the people. It's about time to me. should have been done actually a long time ago.
You know, the readiness for we're still in the course of the readiness as far as our groundswell and our grassroots. So I guess in this format, we urge an appeal for our local people
Yeah.
to start looking at what it is that you can do to carry the message of our awareness about the righteousness
Mm.
of this award and believe it. See, one of the things that has kept us in the throes of a system that works for someone else is they had to believe it
Mm-hmm.
first
Mm-hmm.
in order to get us to believe.
Yeah.
They had to believe
Yeah.
that they were superior
Yeah.
in order for us to contemplate it or eventually be indoctrinated into that thought process.
Mm.
They actually believe that. And you can tell by they have these certain segments about what they call Karens now. These are mostly women. Women will pull up on a black person and what are you doing here? And you're not supposed to. And I'm saying, well, isn't that a sign of an ideology of dominion? It's like you don't have my permission
Yeah.
to do what you're doing, so you're not allowed to do it,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
How dare you
Yeah.
do something that I don't decree you can do?
Mm.
And that's a sign of the dominion that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that's what reparations, when reparations is granted, that's what that would rectify. Is
Absolutely.
that feeling of dominion over a people
Mm.
who don't deserve to be considered
Mm.
lower
Mm.
than anybody. We
Mm.
don't deserve to be considered to be lower than anybody because our demonstration
Yeah.
has been so long standing with excellence
Yeah.
in everything we get involved in.
Yeah.
Our
don't need to be,
excellence outshines that.
Proving that. You see what I mean? If they remove the systemic racism system, you see what I mean? Then they will see. Look at when you were saying that. What I was thinking is, look what civil rights movement did for the white women.
Right.
Right
Affirmative
now,
action, yes.
they were able to vote.
Yes.
Now, you know how many percentage of the white women are in business? A whopping 45% of the white women are in business because of the black people's civil rights movement fight.
Mhm.
You see what I mean? They're in CEOs, companies, blah, blah, fighting for equal pay as a woman. Do you see what I mean? I mean, it was a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It was actually a good thing. Civil rights movement helped the white women. But if you look at the black women in business, we're not even 1%. So for them, everything we do, it benefits. That's what I'm saying. Even this reparation is going to benefit the economy. We're still going to buy food. We're still going to buy clothes. We're still going to buy car. Who owns those companies? We only 2-3% of us still in business. So at least that would give us a chance to create entrepreneurship businesses. So we can actually put the money back in our community, like every other community. Whereas the money doesn't even stay in our community for a second before it leaves our community. It's not like, we're heading at the, everybody needs to thrive. But every community, the money in America is coming back to them. The tax is coming back to them. But how many percentage of the tax is coming back to our black community? You see what I mean? How many percentage of the money that we spend is coming back to our community? That's what I'm saying. We're not even asking much. We're in fact giving you everything, our money, our resources, our everything, without giving back nothing. And then you still treat us like we're less? No.
Right.
We're actually doing God's work.
But see, again, being a business model and looking at what schematic, what strategy would keep the business model moving in the direction that it's been moving, is precisely what the questions that you're asking. Why? That's the reason why. The reason why is to keep the dissension, division, and keep the envy, and keep the the struggle among us.
Yeah.
A subclass struggle.
Yeah.
Right. A lower class struggle. Right. Keep that going.
Yeah.
And keep whatever perpetuates that. Keep that going while we're accumulating wealth from the resource that they have. They are a resource. We are a resource.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, so we're looking at it from the perspective of why the answer to the question is in the question. It's because it works for us.
Yeah.
But we're saying not anymore.
Yeah.
We're not going to go for that strategy because it doesn't work for us.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to corroborate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
We're gonna have to get together.
Yeah.
And work out a system.
Yeah.
Peacefully. That's
like
what
Mandela.
Yeah.
So the whole problem.
Peacefully. There's no fear. Roland Martin wrote a book called White Fear, and he identifies all of the phobias that might exist with us becoming capable in this country to be autonomous, meaning we can call our own shots, we can provide our own people with their own resources, we can enhance resources, and we can network, and we can be independence, and we can have a block of our commerce buildings like you see on Stockton Boulevard. When you ride in one sector, you'll see it's all Asians, right? And then you go down on Franklin and you see it's all Hispanics, right? And then when you go nowhere in this city, you'll see that it's all our people, because that strategy is not to allow that to happen. But we're saying it's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen because let's don't be modest. Right now, we're working on a project that establishes a consortium of our businesses, our nonprofits, our entrepreneurs to have a foundation to where we can network and enhance each other's businesses, right? Pre-reparation, right? And by the time the reparations are awarded, we will have a model for how we can continue to grow and thrive as a people without infringing upon anyone else's ability to do so. Y'all might have to work a little harder because y'all been living pretty labor free for a long time. But there ain't nothing wrong with building some work ethic. Ain't nothing to make you feel better about yourself when you start doing the work that you expect somebody else to do for you. You start doing, and then maybe you could teach your kids to do it instead of being privileged and have unearned privilege in their eyesight as something that is owed to them. Nobody really owes anybody anything except the United States owes us. We're the only ones that's really owed something.
Absolutely. And if that is given, imagine the opportunity that will open up. We look at the agriculture sector. We not even 1-2% of us, but 17% of the land in this country is used on agriculture.
17%
of the land.
That's all?
We live only 5% of the land.
And we live on only 5%. 5% is lived on. 17% is grown on. And the other 68% or 70 whatever
in there.
It's just
undeveloped.
Oh, golf courses.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. There's no need to be greedy. But I'm saying is, this, you know what I mean? We're not even in there. 17% of it is taken by who? You see what I mean? Where's the Black people agriculture? We came here for agriculture. Our African people came for this land. They worked on this land. You see what I mean? But they don't own that land now. Whereas we're not in the manufacturing. 1% of us. We're not even in the world trading. Imagine how much $1 trillion are moving in the world. Black people, we're the majority people, human beings.
Right.
But we only 1% of us in the world trading. Only less than 2% of us in manufacturing, in technology. That's why we have so much. You see what I mean? To get involved in. But it was by design. Oh, you can't get this fund. Oh, yeah, give us the fund. Then we can get in.
Yeah.
How do you think all this Uber, iPhone, Twitter, and all those people, they got the money from the government? They didn't get it from the pocket. The government invested on those big companies. You see what I mean? All the technology companies came from the government investing in them, billions of dollars. So why aren't they investing in our community? You see what I mean?
But still, the answer to that question, it's not like you
That's
say. It's not.
taxpayers' money too.
It's not. It's not rocket science. The answer to that question is that this is a strategic business model.
Yeah.
To not award,
Include us.
to not accredit, to not endorse.
Yeah.
And we're just saying we see that, and it's time for us to, like eliminate that system.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Yeah.
And not only is it fair, but it's a new strategy. It's a new strategy to employ, right? Because we are certainly the panacea and the remedy to a lot of stuff that's going on that's awry in this country. It's our ability to bridge and our ability to negotiate, because we had black leaders going over to other countries and talking to leaders over there and getting agreements with them. They weren't even in the we had Jesse Jackson used to go over there and talk to the Arabs and get agreements with them, just gentleman agreements, right? We have black people that have the ability to go and bridge understandings with other countries better than these bullies who go over there and say, if you don't do this, we'll bomb you.
Yeah.
We have that ability.
Yeah.
So when this country recognizes our ability to practice the diplomacy that they claim that they want to practice, we can actualize that diplomacy.
Yeah.
Because people respect us for being hardy, warm, and sensitive people to humanity.
Yeah.
So we're a plus. We're a plus factor. Any way you look at our presence here, you'll find a plus factor. But let someone else tell you that. The ones who are benefiting from our resource, they'll tell you just the opposite.
Yeah.
And we're not listening to the opposition anymore.
No.
Because we look at the facts and we see it clearly.
Yeah.
We're the patriots in this country.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
Everybody run around with a flag talking about they're patriots. You ain't done nothing.
Yeah.
All you trying to protect is your honor and privilege.
Yeah.
All you trying to protect is your sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
Right? But you have not really done anything to earn anything you've done. You haven't endured anything so that you can turn around and say, well, I deserve something because I went through something. You ain't went through nothing.
Yeah.
So that's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Is get humble.
Yeah. And everybody can eat that way. But that's why even when they talk about civilization, is how are we civilized when our black community is not eating, but your community is eating in the same place, in the same country? That's not civilized to me. That's greed to me.
Right, absolutely.
2.0.
Absolutely.
And you're like, oh, look at that, but you eating because of their ancestors paid for it.
Right.
Didn't come, I work hard. I didn't just, have this and this. I work 10 times harder as an immigrant. But at the same time, like you were saying, the road was paved for us to come here and do what we need to do, immigrants or whatever. But to say the African Americans should not get reparation, especially me being immigrant and my kids and kids are benefiting, that is wrong.
No. We don't need, see, that's what I mean. Right and wrong, that's the easy science.
Sorry.
what's right
Yeah.
and what's wrong, but sometimes you can do the wrong thing the right way, and sometimes you can do the right thing the wrong way,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so that's what we're in. We're in that chasm right now, where we're asking that just do the right thing and do it the right way,
Yeah.
and watch what happens. Don't be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Watch what happens. We're not going to overthrow anything. You
No.
know, that's not our quest. Our quest is not to seize the government or to deprive anyone of any rights that they have or to bully anybody once we have what looks like to you an advantage. It looks like to us
Yeah.
just desserts, but it might look like to you an advantage because now we have ability to do stuff that you never thought that we would be able to do freely.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to reflect on how many things you've been doing freely that you didn't deserve. We deserve to do things freely.
Yeah.
You haven't done much to deserve
Do the right thing.
to have the freedom to do certain things, right?
Yeah.
You just automatically inherit it because of the circumstance, right?
Yeah.
But
That's why I tell the young people, they say, oh, we were not the one who's, who we were not there when slavery happened, but you're benefiting from that.
right,
You're benefiting from that system.
right,
In fact, you're benefiting so much, now you feel you're privileged,
absolutely,
while our community is still struggling for basic things.
right, right. But that's the oblivion to that even endorses what the part about not being completely human is when they see us in a state of squalor or they see us in a state of confusion, like they see the young guys walking around with their pants hanging off their behinds and that kind of stuff. It's inexplicable, and it's no good strategy that can be explained. You can explain. You can't say what's the good part about it, but you see people demonstrating this kind of thing, and all it does is just keeps that reel going on. That you see there, look at them.
Yeah.
Look at that. How could they be? How are you going to claim you're 100%? You're acting 60%.
Yeah.
3/5. You're acting 3/5.
Yeah.
Look at that. Nobody does that. Nobody gets angry and starts cussing all the time, loud all the time. It's animal behavior.
Mm.
And so we're sort of like giving them fodder to continue the thought process. So that's why we also talk about what is our imagery and how do we structure our presentation to be a collective that is on one accord and has a good presentation that nobody could question, right? Nobody could say, well, hey, how are you? You can't say it. Because if as we go through our momentum, we will be able to groom each other to understand where we stand and how we stand as a people.
Yeah.
And have the integrity.
Yeah.
Get the integrity back.
Yes.
That we had.
Yeah.
As a people.
Absolutely.
And then once that occurs, then there's no refute.
Yeah.
There's only going to be acceptance. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Right
no
now,
judgment.
they're struggling trying to hold on to because we keep on showing them examples of, oh, see there, look. You rap around, you rap about cutting each other, killing each other, shooting each other, getting high, and sex all the time and all that. That's lower animal stuff.
But they created that. The reason why I say they created that, and that's not even our culture. Our culture is art, music, food, family, community. That's what I grew up on in Africa. This was our culture too. But look what our young people, what happened to them by design. Now we have a culture of money, which is greed. We have a culture of sex all over the place, porn and all that. They promote on Facebook and Instagram, that type of thing, but they don't even let us promote Queen Sheba. You know what I mean? They block us.
What?
I swear to you. That's how I'm saying. But they'll promote those type of stuff. But Black people, we're trying to promote our businesses, They deliberately block us. I can't even market my Queen Sheba food. Facebook has banned me to promote my Queen Sheba food. That's how bad the systemic racism is. They put red flag on us in every single thing we do.
You kidding?
You don't know.
No, how would I know?
Everything is red flag. Our grant paper, red flag. They even when they create the grant, when they create this and this and this, they put red flag on us. So if we say something on Facebook or something, they would remove us. They completely got rid of one of the girl I know. She's a black woman business. They took completely deleted Facebook, deleted her account.
Are we safe here? We're gonna be taken down.
No, this is just we have conversation, but we gotta do it regardless. We can't stop putting our voice out there.
Right, right, right.
You see what I mean? That then we would live in fear, and that's no. I only
Right.
fear in God.
Right, right.
You see what I mean? So that was the design. That's what I'm saying. So they created, money culture, sex culture, and then drug culture,
culture,
and then gun culture.
Gun culture, yes.
This is not our culture. This is a Western culture.
Right,
So now our youth are caught up on one way or another.
right.
And then they say, look at them. But that's what you created for them.
Right.
That's what you promoted to them through music, by design. That is not our culture.
Right.
Our culture, like I said, family is our culture. Music is our culture.
Right.
Art is our culture.
Art is our culture.
Community is our culture.
Creativity and its
Creativity.
essence,
Yeah.
its truest essence.
They took that from the school too, completely.
Right, right, right.
There is no trading in school.
Right. No.
At high school, they're already getting them ready to go to jail or prison. These kids are young. We all been young, so they make money off the young's mistake, which is so, I don't even know what to say, because we were young once upon a time. We make a mistake, they throw you in jail. When you come out of jail, these young people, they have no cushion or they have no stepping stone to get into the society accordingly if they don't have parents. You see what I mean? Which are not everybody. Then the government's supposed to take care of those kids. But instead, they're too busy taking care of the rich kids in the rich companies. You see what I mean? All the good schools are around the rich areas. So the rich kids are still taken care of. You see what I mean? But shouldn't it be the other way around? Wouldn't you think the taxpayers' money should be actually building a school in the underserved, underrepresented community? But it's the other way around. But then they look at you and say, look, they're not thriving, they're not doing, because you did that by design. These young people, they need recreation center, they need art and center, sports center, music center, whatever. If they are educational, then they can go to school. Trading center, we were talking about today. Even in Sacramento, we don't have a school where we're teaching our young men how to go and do plumbing. I just paid for 20 hours of work over just for plumbing, nearly 3,500. 20 hours of work, just plumbing. That's trade. If we teach our young men. For electricity, how much I pay? Sometimes I cry how much they charge. But it is, we have to pay. You see what I mean? But how many of our youth are trained to get into those trades?
No, how much willingness do they have to consider that? It's not an
They
exposure.
create that.
It's not in the atmosphere.
Yes.
It's
That's
not
what I'm saying.
something that's available to
Yeah.
be considered, right? So that's what the BUCA
Yes.
is
Black
going to
United.
represent, the Black community,
The Black United.
Black United Community Advocacy.
Yes.
That's what it's designed to do,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It's to provide exposure
Yeah.
and create a network where when you come into up under that umbrella, you get a chance to see a whole bunch of different businesses
Yeah.
and make a decision what's passionate for you.
Yeah.
Because I tell the young people, because I'm in schools regularly, right? And I tell the young people, because I work with 4th, 5th, and 6th graders, and they're pretty malleable when it
Yeah.
comes to seed planting. And what I asked them to consider is, um, what is a better job you can have than to get paid doing something that you like to do?
Yeah.
Right. And so that's not something that's available. What's thrust upon our young people are the people that are paid to look the success model, but they're denouncing our people. They're not couth
Yeah.
in their behavior. They're not sensitive, and they're certainly not that philanthropic when it comes to giving back to the community. You only have a couple of these high profile people that are known for coming back to their community and pouring into their community so that they can thrive.
Yeah.
So the greed model is what is most emulated with our young people.
Yeah.
And they have to be insensitive to everybody else in order to focus on that model. Just like a drug seller.
Yeah.
A drug seller more or less has to train himself out of his humanity in order to be successful, because he can't be sensitive to the people that he's killing. He can't have any sympathy or emotion about the people that he knows could very well die as a result of what he's doling out for money.
That sounds like government to me.
Same principle. We're talking the same principle.
I'm serious.
It's all a greed-based economic model.
Yeah.
It's not just.
But you think it's going to sustain?
No,
I mean, that's why civilization fell
of course not.
in the past.
Of course not. Of course not. And so I guess one of the appeals that we're making is not only to our people to demonstrate our recognition of the deserved allotment of reparations, but it's also a wake-up call for this rest of this country to recognize that the greed model is going to topple the whole thing.
Yeah.
Right.
You will collapse.
So you got 169 billionaires in California, but you wouldn't know that unless you looked it up.
Yeah.
Because they're not pouring into the community.
Yeah. And we still have homelessness like that.
That's what I'm saying. How you have a homeless problem?
Small businesses suffering.
How you have a homeless problem? How you got in one state you have that many billionaires and you have a homeless problem?
Yeah. And those billionaires, I can guarantee you, 90% of them got the government money to be billionaires.
Wow.
You have to use billion to make billion. So a lot of them, California, I mean, where do you think all this Silicon Valley get the money from?
Wow, I heard that. Yeah. I had heard that, but it's just difficult to believe. But if that's the truth, then that's testimony. That's a testimony to what has to change. And if that same government is doling out for companies for them to thrive, then it's only fair that they dole out the reserve for us to thrive.
Yeah.
Right. Because they need that, just like the companies they're investing in, they're going to thrive.
Yeah.
And just like us, we're going to thrive. We're going to thrive. Yeah. But when we do, it is not to spite you.
Yeah. No.
It's to work alongside a system and to help change the system that's going to keep this country solvent.
Yeah.
Right. And keep this country recognized as being a great country. Because right now, you can say it all you want to, but we're not the greatest country in this in the world. As long as our situation with the people who built it, that's right. As long as that situation exists with us, this group of people, and everybody's looking at it and acknowledging that,
and just put it under the carpet right there so nobody can see it.
That's right. No, they're looking from an overview. They're saying they looking from all. They say, look, I see. Come on, man. I see you trying to hide the pee on me.
Social media and all that out there. So, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. What matters is really helping the community, those children, those women. 45% of the abortion comes from the black young girls. 45% of the abortion, women abortioning the baby.
Abortion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that 45% of it comes from young black girls.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you get that statistic?
The people who work with them. It's there. Everything is there. The number is there.
Wow.
Numbers don't lie.
That's,
So that's how they can control even the population of, you know, that's why Black community is still 13%. How is it only 13% African American been here for 400 years?
because they say it's 30%. That's how. I don't
No,
believe that.
No, I do.
I don't believe that.
No, it is true because they control the population through the young people. The young men are dying, the women having abortion by design. The young men, you know how many young men, if they make it Black men to 30, they lucky. When you see the statistic from, when you look up from like 15-year-olds, Black men to 30-year-old, go and see the statistics. From how many kids, Black kids we have, and then you compare it from 15 to 30, it goes all the way down because of how many young Black men and women die in this country for nothing on the street. That the location, all this so-called you from this location, that location, they don't even own. You see what I mean? But that was by design too. These kids, if we don't give them place to go, keep their mind, their creativity, their musicians, their artists, like how they made me bring down my restaurant shed. I can't even use my backyard now.
What?
Yeah, the city said I can't use my, and the youth, they come there to poetry, music. They have nowhere to go now. That's what I'm saying. They're hassling me for the youth, the platform that I give for the youth to be, themselves. This is a stepping stone for them so they can have confidence to get there.
I don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
How did they have jurisdiction to tell you what?
For after 18 years, oh, you have no permit for the shed. I mean, I had that for over whatever years, 20 years. Oh, you can't do this, or you can't, because they're looking at you now. They're profiling.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? And then they expect you to survive, just like how they put in the construction right in front of my restaurant. No accountability. They do whatever. They make us accountable, but nobody's making them accountable for what they do. But they will go and hassle you, send you auditors, blah, blah, until you move.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? But behind closed doors, they're supporting all these big companies and all that stuff, putting all the taxpayers' money to all these big companies. It's the taxpayers' money is a welfare for the rich companies, you know that. Everything, not mainly like 80% of it goes to all these big companies.
Yeah, I had heard some things.
But they hustle the small businesses at the same time. You see what I mean? So the whole thing is just, for me, it just don't make sense. We can all thrive and eat without putting somebody down while other people benefiting. We can't do that. We're better than, as a human being. We should be better than that. I don't have to explain myself as a Black woman, as a woman, that I am less or I am equal. When God created us, He created that's what He said. He created everybody equal. I'm no less because I'm a woman, or I'm no less because I'm a Black woman. You see what I mean? I'm no less because I'm immigrant. I'm no less because I have some accent. No, we're all the same. We just came from a different background. I didn't ask to be born where I was born and to be here. You see what I mean? None of us. I didn't ask to be born in a woman body, in a Black body. And I am glad I am a woman and in a Black woman. I'm just saying. But I know less than any human being at all. And if somebody thinks like that, that a human being is less than them, whatever status they think they have, that's not from God. You see what I mean? That's actually from the evil spirit. Because God didn't say he created less human being. He always taught us. He always make mistakes, but he is always trying to teach us as human beings, as people, as his children. So for me to justify myself as a person, as a human being, that I am equal or I'm less, I can't even deal with that.
Yeah, it's a struggle. I attest to it myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm just as good and sometimes better
Mm.
than the people who are attempting to vilify me.
Mm.
Right. I conclude things a lot better. I arrive at conclusion
Mm.
that are sensible, right? But
Mm.
that doesn't seem to have much weight when it comes to the bottom line. Nonetheless,
Yeah.
I have the guns, I got the judicial system, and I have this ideology that I'm better than you, so I can make decisions what's best for you, right? And if I don't make decisions what's best for you, at the least I'm gonna make decisions what's best for me when it comes to you.
Yeah.
And that's what we're saying is over.
Yeah.
And I hope they get it.
Yeah. And that's what I think we're doing with the Black United community too, us coming together, building that community. Whatever I'm deficient, you can fulfill it. You see what I mean? Whatever you're deficient, I can help you. That's the only way, as a united community, we can benefit
Right.
our community regardless. And that's what we're doing. We're focusing on food justice, social justice, criminal justice, environmental justice, economic justice, access to nutrition food for our kids.
Yeah.
Food is your medicine. They need to have nutrition food, not McDonald's and Taco Bell in every corner of our community. And we need to have access to education, access to housing. Right now, even though we only 10% of us in Sacramento, Black people, 40% of the homeless are Black people. And I see the same Black people right here, Black guys, homeless going the same day, every day, all day. The same thing at my restaurant. The same homelessness, the same mental health. How are they not taking care of them? We have to take care of them. We got to feed them. We got to take care of them. We got to give them water. You see what I mean? But if it's the same people I'm seeing every day, there isn't even a space for them. You see what I mean? Where is the money in the fund where they put they built some homeless shelter?
Yeah, I saw it. It's down there also. Got the name that street down there.
Yeah, and by Flooring by 29th.
Well, they have one also in the downtown. What is it?
No, they have that and they're even on Broadway, but that's not the solution. They need proper medication, healthcare. Like I was saying, we need access to healthcare. Our Black people should have a free healthcare, like top healthcare.
Yeah. Well, what the should have been ignored. And we have the mindset now as of what we talk about as an organization, and the people that we're talking about, the visionaries. Let's say the visionaries, which the visionaries are increasing now, right? And that's a healthy thing for the visionaries, because then the influence of having vision will start permeating our group, right? To where we'll start seeing the same thing at the same time, right? And so the shoulds, what should happen and what probably would was deserved to be happening, um, we're going to take care of that.
Yeah.
We're going to take care of that one way or the other through organizations like the BUCA, the Black United Communities Advocacy,
Yes.
creating a consortium of business owners and entrepreneurs and
Non-profit
nonprofits.
professionals.
Start using that standing to
Yes.
start using our wherewithal within our professional realm to have models to treat our people,
Yes.
right? And to separate those who are mentally ill with those who are just downtrodden and
Yes.
have lost hope. We can
Yeah.
infuse and encourage them to be hopeful and give them a platform to launch from.
Yes.
And the ones that are beyond that, we can provide what they need to live some quality of life.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
We have that
Yes.
ability.
Yes.
We are our own
Yeah.
best medicine.
Yes.
Just give us the opportunity
Yes.
and give us what we deserve. Matter of fact, it's not an opportunity that you're giving us. You're just awarding us what we've earned.
Yeah. We'll get that. We'll create that opportunity.
And we'll
ourselves.
create the
Yes.
opportunity.
Yes.
We'll create the healing.
That's right.
We will repair ourselves.
Yes. And community.
Yes.
That's the only way. And we want our people, African American, to get involved as well. We need to have them go and put that survey, add that survey, and say what is reparation means to you, to your family, to your community. Because for everybody it's different. For some people it could be land, some people could be education, some people can be healthcare, for some people could be business, everything that is good for society.
Right.
So just please make sure that's what we need you to do. And me and Marvel will be out there outreaching, marketing until everybody puts their voice out there. Because if we don't, God says, knock on the door, it will be open. Sometimes we have to knock harder until they hear us and
That's
they
right.
open that door. And that's what we're going to do.
That's right. And don't wait till we knock
Yeah.
the door open and then y'all bombard us rushing in with the benefits that you have not contributed anything toward the bounty. We
Yeah.
want you to feel good about yourself, to know that whatever happens, or not whatever, but when it happens, that you helped it happen.
Yeah.
So because one of the most inoperable words for us is free.
Yes.
It doesn't work for us. Free doesn't work for us.
Yeah.
We get tricked every time with free,
Yeah.
right? This is not going to be free.
Yeah.
What we deserve, getting what we deserve, is not going to be free. We have to demonstrate that we know we deserve it, that we know we earned it, and that we know we have it coming.
Yeah.
So break us off.
Yeah. And also make sure you come at Sac State, and we have for everybody to sign for the survey. We have a QR code. We also have an event at Sac State on the 11th. I'll be bringing some Queen Sheba food too. So please join us. We'll have Chris, we'll have Professor Uwaze, we have Rika, we have Chief Han, we have amazing Mariana, and me will be moderating. We have Dr. Tia, and we have Mama Ross. So we're going to have a lot of people will be talking about, discussing about, reparation, what reparation means for everybody. And we're just getting people involved and get involved. Everybody needs to get involved because, this is not just for us, it's for the generation coming. We are done. We're still, living. But what about what we're passing it to the coming generation in generation?
Right.
We cannot afford not to put our voice and make a change. And this, honestly, I really honestly believe if we do this, we're not only going to benefit our Black community, we'll benefit the Sacramento community.
Absolutely.
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 Yeah. Even the state level is going to benefit California. So it's no brainer, but just common sense and to do that.
No doubt.
And but our Black people need to be putting their voice out there too. We got to do our work too.
Okay, so this event is where again?
I mean, this is at Sac State.
Sac State University.
Yes.
And it's on the 11th.
Yeah.
What time?
So it's gonna be from 5:30 until 7 p.m. But the whole day, they have Africa House. They have an event going on throughout the day. So, but we'll be there from 5:30. I'll be there probably from 4 or 3 o'clock the whole day. But everything when it comes to the, Shiva Farm Foundation collaborating with the mayor's office, and we have other Chris and other few amazing team. So we all outreaching for everybody, African American, especially in Sacramento, to really, really do that survey. It's a really simple survey, 2 minutes. Just put, even when if you don't agree about things, just say, okay, this is what I agree, this is what I want. So in that way, the mayor's office can actually assess what the community voice is. What is it really we want? And instead them assuming, oh, this is what they want, this is what they want, here it is. It never worked. Now I think this is an amazing initiation, that to start with survey. Survey is just saying that what is the community want.
Right.
I will tell you a story. Somebody, my good friend, told me when I was in Ethiopia. So she graduated from the school, blah blah, and she wanted to help the villagers. She went there, got a grant, and got everything, and she built. They built with her team a water fund for them, nicely, she said. And then they called the villagers, come, we built you some water fountain you could drink from. And she said, nobody showed up. Nobody showed up to drink from that water. And when they went back to the village and say, why? And she said, the villagers said, because our ancestors, we buried them over there. We're not going to drink from the culture. You see what I mean? They say, we're not going to drink water from where we buried our ancestors.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is because they failed to communicate with the villagers first. You see what I mean? That's what she said. They learned so much lesson. It was, you know what I mean? But they never went there and talked to the community leaders. What is it you want? What is it you want? You spend all that money for nothing. So that's how I see in our community, even though they're trying to help our community, but they missing us because they really not talking to or connecting to the community and the community leaders. So now I think this survey is a good start to say, okay, what is it the community needs and wants when it comes to reparation? That's why we were able to even put this voice out there. Okay, this is what it means to us, not just to African Americans, somebody like me, even Black coming in here. I have to live in that African American community because I am a Black person. Do you see what I mean? So I see where the heart of it is, what they have to go through. Even though I might not go through as bad as the African American, I still have to go through the system they have put.
Right.
You see what I mean? So that's why I think it's important. This survey is important for every Black person to put their voice out there. In that way, the city or the state know where they're putting the money. They're not putting it somewhere that they think we need, but they really is not. You see what I mean? Especially our Black United Community advocates. That's what also we're going to make sure that happens.
Right.
We're going to make sure that money or program or whatever it is, even besides the reparation, that we have created a program to support our community directly to our community.
Yeah. That's a model that's not really present right now. We need to demonstrate that and make it a model that's duplicatable. And for as far as discussions about this, this is a good event to attend. And in addition to that, on a daily basis, from 9 to 11, weekday mornings, we have discussions around reparations for the most part, and other issues that are revolving around reparations on Wise Words of One Gone Show. 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock every weekday morning.
Yeah.
The number is 515-605-9861. You call in, you'll be dispatched to our broadcast, and if you want to comment, you press the number 1,
Yes.
and a hand will go up to our dispatcher, and you will be acknowledged and allowed to share your comment or raise a question or whatever you want to do.
Yes. Absolutely.
So we're mixing it up, and we're attempting to get the message out, and we're attempting to build all that we can, the momentum, so that everyone understands that we understand what this is about.
Yeah.
And
And we're ready to work too.
I agree.
Ready to work.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely. And thank you, Marva. This was amazing as usual. And thank you for your wisdom, your knowledge, and everything you do for the community. I know you're energetic, you're ready to go. And you've been helping the youth already anyway. You've been doing the work regardless. With the reparation or reparation, we're still gonna do the work until our community thrives. That is our goal, especially for Black United Community Advocacy. And we want you to be part of it. If you have any questions, you can go to my social media and put your survey there. And if you have any question on the radio, people can come and talk to you anytime from 9 to 11.
Yes.
Yes. So let's just come together and create a solution for our community. And this is America. The opportunity land still.
Yes.
It's still, the education is still here. So let's just benefit our community together, united
Absolutely.
as one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Marvel. I appreciate you. And thank you, everyone. Like I said, just get involved. That's not that hard. And no judging. You just do what you can. So our kids and kids and kids and kids and kids can benefit. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Marvel. I appreciate you, dear. Real good.
Yeah.
This is good music, too.